Welcome to Talking with Greenhills. I have here with me the municipal manager, Yvonne Kovac, to talk about what's going on in the village. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Dana.
Well, now we have, this is the fall edition of Talking with Greenhills. I'm just saying that because it doesn't feel like fall anymore.
No, it doesn't.
We feel like we're in the depths of winter, but apparently more of that's coming. But we have some fall things to talk about before we move into more of the Christmas season and the winter season and things like that. What are some of the things going on that we should know about?
Well, if you want to talk about those fall things, last week we had an ice storm. And I only mention this for fall because we usually do leaf pickup and brush pickup. All of that's going to be a bit behind because of the damage to our tree canopy during that storm. It was pretty excessive, so as the residents know, because we lost power, for some of our residents didn't get power back until Sunday. So it was a long time coming, but it will put all of our fall activities, again, of the leaf collection and brush pickup is pretty extensive right now. So where we thought we'd be abandoning that in early December, we'll be keeping it up. And for that matter, even the oak trees haven't even lost their leaves yet. Some of them lost entire branches, but not their leaves. So that's really creating quite a situation for us on leaf pickup this year. So
yes.
We're going to hope it doesn't snow first.
Not just leaf pickup now, but also all the fallen branches from the ice storm pickup.
Yes.
Is there a deadline that they should make sure they get their branches to the curb by?
I think we do pick it up every week anyway. It's just pretty excessive, and again, that's preventing us from getting the leaves. And our crews are trying to grab things from front yards as they pass, knowing the resident's going to get them out there in the front anyway. So we're trying to move that along as quickly as possible.
Excellent.
But I think we probably have a good time left on picking up.
Now, folks have power back now, but because this is going to happen, hopefully not again. Hopefully we won't have a big power outage, but we're going into storm season. Where did you open a warming center for residents?
Yes.
What do they do to find out about what's going on in emergencies?
In that situation, we put it out through our one-call system, notification system. And we do encourage people to sign up for that because it's not, we can reach people on their landline, which many still had even though they lost power, but also through cell phones. We encourage one landline, one cell phone, or two cell phones if people prefer. So we were able to get word out in that way, and then through anybody who still had internet, we could do it through emails as well. But it did prove to be handy. We weren't able to open it until Friday because we were without power too at the village, so it was quite cold. But when we did, folks found it handy for charging their cell phones, just warming up a little bit. It was nice to see our residents are so wonderful, and we actually had other residents bring food, and it was just
I saw that. People had brought soup over and warm things to have. That was very nice.
Yeah, it really was. So. But I would definitely encourage people to sign up for one call. That's our best method.
I feel like this is a good time of year to make sure you call the office and get on that call list because as we go into storm season, that's how the emergency notifications will get to everyone.
Correct.
So that's important. Another thing that just happened is we just had an election and there was a Greenhills thing on the ballot.
Yes, we had a police levy on.
Yes.
And again, our residents were terrific and supported that effort. We do have a great police department, and we're glad we have so much citizen participation and exposure to what the department does through the police academy. The citizen academy is very popular, and they just do a good job on our crimes, solving our crimes, focusing on them, getting the job done. And so we're very excited because we would like to be able to pay them at least comparable to what surrounding communities, or not surrounding communities so much as communities that are same size. We can't expect to pay the same as a huge industrial community, but other communities that are our same size, we need to be comparable in what we pay our police officers. So we appreciate our citizens' support of that levy.
And I know when Mr. Dries came to talk to us about the details of the levy, one of the things he talked about was having a comparable enough salary so that you can keep them long term, so that you're not investing in them and training them and then they have to leave the town to move up in their field. And the benefit of having officers who are longtime members of the community, so they know who they're talking to, they know the people in the different neighborhoods, And so it looked like a lot of support when I looked at the Levy vote. So that was good news.
It was very good news.
Excellent. One of the things in Green Hills that is a key part of Green Hills is its history. And I follow the Historic Society, and they have a lot of information that comes out. And there's something new going on with that in Green Hills.
There is. We're working on a local historic district designation. We do have our national historic designation, but the local is different because that carries design guidelines with it. So when people in whatever district is eventually designated, or districts. It doesn't have to be just one district if we wanted to break it up, but I'm personally hoping for one big district.
Okay.
You develop design guidelines, and then when people will apply for their permits, they have to be consistent with those design guidelines. So there's pros and cons, but overall, I guess the biggest drawback would simply be that your renovation work might be a little bit more expensive, because you have to meet certain guidelines, but I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons in that the value of your home will go up, it will maintain, in the time period, like in 2008 when the market was so bad, in historic districts that have those kind of design guidelines, they didn't see the drop in values, the magnitude that we did or other communities did, things like that. It helps to hold the value of your investment that you make in your house. So.
And this isn't the entire area of Green Hills. This is just a very defined, specific area.
Correct. It is. Our blocks. We have our. Are you used to our blocks yet?
I am a little bit.
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G block, which is not quite as big. It's basically Gambier, and then just one side of Ingram in the eyes. Are the area we're talking about.
If people want to know more about this, is there a place they can look for more information?
We do have it on our website. Yeah, all the information is on our website. And right now we're in the process of having meetings with property owners of homes in the different blocks. Like we're starting with the G's and I's. Our first meeting coming up next week, but each week we'll be meeting with a different group of property owners to try to have one-on-one sessions with them, educate them, and get their opinions on the district.
Excellent.
So
that'll be what strikes me as different than the national designation is this one comes with guidelines.
Correct.
The national designation gave recognition, which was important, but it didn't actually change any restrictions or anything like that.
That's right.
So there was no protection with it for the historic part of the district. So this looks like it will provide a little of that for just that visible central area of Green Hills. So that looks interesting to see more.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Now, a few people have been getting information about a water main project.
Oh, yeah.
I know not as fun as the historic district.
Right, yeah, no, it's been interesting. It's actually the Greater Cincinnati Waterworks project.
Okay.
And they had informed us that they would, prior to construction, send a letter actually to our residents, letting them know it's coming, what's going to be happening. Well, unfortunately, our residents were sent an incorrect letter.
Oh, no.
So there was some confusion and some lack of knowledge that the project was going to start. But fortunately, I'm hoping that confusion's behind us. And in fact, I think they have the water main itself has now all been laid. And the process they're going to start into, every homeowner along the new water main will have a new water tap. So they're going to be going back now to each resident, and they'll be, well, if you picture the line going down the middle of the road, the taps will come off the side, so there'll be a lot of cutting going on, but each homeowner will come away with a new tap because of it. So that's nice. All of our fire hydrants are in, so it's moving along. And I guess the one thing, when there are some days of people can't access their street or their driveway, it will only be for that day. Every evening they must provide access back to those areas.
Okay.
So, and they've been very quick to backfill and minimize the number of those big metal sheets that they put down in the road. They've been backfilling quickly, so that's nice.
Do they have an estimated time frame for the project to be over?
next spring.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll work because the weather's going to interrupt it a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, they moved along pretty quickly on this first phase. And then, but the nice parts, like putting the icing on the cake, once they have finished all the taps and it's time in the spring to repave, we'll be doing those roads in their entirety.
Nice.
So we're excited about that. The finished product will look very nice, and there'll
That's
hardly
excellent.
be any sign that that project was done, except
Well,
for a nice looking road.
And you know, it doesn't always work out that they do the road project before the repaving. So that's
Oh,
a
I
nice
know, that's
way.
a heartbreak.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. So that'll be good to see
Yeah,
it all
yeah.
done in the correct order.
Yep.
And that'll be a nice thing for a long term. That'll stay done for a long time. So that's
will.
excellent. Now it's the 80th anniversary of Green Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special going on that we should know for that?
Definitely. All year we've been collecting donations. We're trying to plant 80 oak trees in honor of our 80th anniversary. So the one thing, we will actually do some additional planting now to probably March. So I want residents to know they can continue to make those $100 donations up until March 1st.
That's good. So,
So,
there's
yeah.
more time to
Yes.
get that fundraising done to plant those 80 trees.
Right, and
That's excellent.
the fun part's coming, because as part of it, your name will go into a time capsule. So now we have the fun of figuring out what all we're going to put in that time capsule, in addition to the names of the donors.
So
and the oak
what are
trees.
some of the early ideas for time capsule?
Well,
things?
I hesitate to say.
Oh, it's too early to say.
I
This
want
is top-
folks to
top secret.
make some
Okay.
suggestions.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
It should be a fun process.
Okay, so think
So-
about time capsule ideas.
Right.
And that's excellent. I see coming up Light Up Green Hills.
Oh, yeah.
And that
It's one of
has
my
some,
favorites.
we have fall leaves behind us here, but never mind that. We have
Right.
Light Up Green Hills coming, and there's some fun
Yes.
activities planned for that.
Yeah, that one's always one of my favorites, because it's creates an ambiance with a bonfire, and we always have an ice carving. Santa shows up on a fire truck. It's fun. We're going to have food trucks, 2 food trucks this year. I know I'm leaving things out, but it should be a good time. A wagon, the horse draw. They've been 2 carriages in the past, and it limits the number of people we can haul around at any one time.
Okay.
So we're going to do a wagon this year, and we think that'll be fun.
Nice. And that's on December 7th.
Correct, Friday.
And I saw they added a toy drive this year.
Yes, we did. Yeah,
So I want to
we're
make sure people
excited
know about that. There's a toy drive. Bring
Right.
a new toy when
Yeah.
you come to this Light Up Green Hills this year.
Right, and when you donate it, get a little card with put your name for a drawing, because we have some gift certificates to give away.
And
in appreciation for bringing donations.
If anyone can't make it to Light Up Green Hills, which they should definitely make it, but if they can't make it to Light Up Green Hills, then they can still bring you a toy
Right,
and still get their name in the drawing.
they can. Just bring it up to the municipal building,
Okay.
and we'll give you your card, and you'll be part of the drawing.
That's important
Yeah.
because we all want to be part of that.
And we're also very pleased that it'll benefit children in Green Hills.
Excellent.
So we're working with the school district on that.
It'll be
So,
local.
yes.
And it's nice to get to participate in something and know it's
I
your
know,
neighborhood.
it feels really good too to do stuff like that at this time of the year.
Now, you had mentioned a little while ago UPS local deliveries.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We did that last year for the first time. They deliver packages on golf carts, and apparently it was successful for them. They do it in other communities too.
Okay.
But I guess the way it works, we have a couple pods on our property. That's
Okay.
the connection between us and UPS. They fill those, and then the golf cart comes along and gets them to all the homeowners quickly.
Okay, so if
So-
someone wants something delivered by golf cart,
Yeah.
they bring it to where?
It's just the UPS
Bring it to
packages.
UPS, okay.
Yeah, if you ship through UPS,
Okay.
then it'll come to one central location here,
Okay.
and then those little golf carts will be on their way getting your deliveries to you. They have told me that short of that, sometimes they're still working at like 9 o'clock at night, so they want to stop that and keep daytime deliveries, which is understandable.
Okay.
And that this scenario is working quite well for them.
So it just helps lighten the load for other deliveries?
Yeah, and we get our packages.
But it's
quicker.
also fun because your deliveries come on a golf cart.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
That's so fun. Is that a weather difficulty to do that in December?
They were doing it.
They were okay
in
with
all
it.
sorts of weather last year.
Okay.
Yeah, they have covering for their golf cart, and
Excellent.
I'm going to hope a heater. But,
I mean, they're not golfing, so they should be put to work. Yeah,
right.
that makes
there
sense.
There you go. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's fantastic. Are there any other projects in Green Hills that we should know about?
We are covering a lot of stuff, which is kind of fun.
There's a lot going on in a small village.
There
There's
is a lot going on. Yeah, I think we've hit on the main ones.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Yes, yes. And folks can always go to your website.
Correct.
To find out what's going on.
Yes.
And I noticed it's frequently updated, and there's frequently new articles on there, so that will help folks know. I really appreciate you coming into the studio today, taking some time in our beautiful fall-winter weather to come into the studio and help make sure that the residents of the village of Green Hills know what's going on. So thank you so much for doing that.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I want to thank you for tuning in and staying connected to what's going on in your village. See you next time.